Hello and welcome, Underachievers. Today we're going to be doing the part 2 of Knool Camp, which is mostly the right side. I'll also show you the little glitch spot on the left side as well. What we're going to start doing is actually looking at this branch here on my left, and that's the spot that you see they will stop running. So they will glitch. If you're inside, by the time you actually do that, if they're inside the glitch spot, that's going to be tricky. But we're going to show you how to clear these three um, Knool mobs, and we're gonna do the right hand side. As you see here, this is one thing that will happen a lot, which is they will respawn behind you. So we basically started the previous round, but the mate got a bit low. We were a bit with the backs full. One of the mates had died, and we basically pulled back. But yeah, we didn't expect the timer to actually start when we aggroed him, and I mean we did reset it. We went to the trade post and whatnot, but apparently the timer kind of stuck for these first ones. We thought we had more time. That will happen to you as well. So always be checking your back. Sometimes you listen to the sound of gnolls respawning inside. That might be the inner part of the gnoll camp, but always be paying attention to your 6 o'clock because you will get ganked by some of them. So in this part, in this video, we were basically trying to bring our new mates out and get them to finish the event last week with the null killing. So some of the mates were really new to this. I was trying to explain real time what was happening, but sometimes they got the aggro themselves, as you will see in this video. So um, here we're doing it with the boar spear and the medium pike. This gentleman could not use the long pike, but as you can see there, I have aggro on one, but the other one is aggro on him. So one of the ways you'll find to sort this. So as soon as I pull back from that step, so you'll see the left branch. I'll be showing it a bit more there. Is that he had the aggro on all of the mates there. So right now that's why they're not coming at me. If you pass this branch, you should always be aggroing. But the mate had aggro because he also came into the instance and he came from the right side, so we aggroed them. So what you want to be doing is be sure to pull it from your mates and bring them to the aggro spot there. So you'll see right here, there is like two spots there. One on the first branch that is popping out, or this one here. And what you want to be doing with arrows is much faster. We're going to be doing videos with an archer as well at some point in this null camp. But basically, you have to find these glitch spots in your own null camps. What this allows you to do is that this way the null mobs will not bury. So this way you can just kill them straight up, and there's no running around. Because if you had to actually face these three or some of the other mobs that you cannot glitch down, it basically means that you'll have to be exposed to the other two, and then sometimes in narrow corridors is a bit tricky. But these ones never pop out of this corridor. So if you need safety spot, you can always back down. With regards to other null camps and for your experience in the future, this is a little branch you want to stand on where my long tip of my pike was poking at. You basically will try to get the aggro from the mates, and if they do have the aggro and they don't know the spot exactly, you can try to get the aggro yourself and then get them stuck yourself. I did take a lot of damage because this with 2-3 people sometimes tricky. I just wanted them to show the spot and teach them how to glitch them and all that good stuff. Um, but then this changes from null camp to null camp. Trees we have found that are really good reference points, and sometimes they get weird around trees. So do try to exploit that in your own null camps. I have really good news regarding to other null camps. So I've been speaking with a mate, and we might have a series coming with all of the other null camps controlled by other guilds and other people. We were reaching out right now to be sure that we have access to those null camps. A couple of them already been confirmed or have been accepted by the guilds that are in control of those. We're just going to be making videos to explain you how the null camps work, what types of mobs you have, what kind of different ways you have to fight them. Some with glitch spots, some not with glitch spots, but the principles are going to be pretty much the same. The weapon types you're going to be using are pretty much the same. So sometimes we are not optimal in that. So like the best way to clear all of these null camps would definitely be Berserker with access to broad axes, sledgehammers, mauls, and chieftain swords, flamberge, and weapons like that, because those have really good range and different types of damage. But we're going to be demonstrating a lot of them with some with archers, some with a pike. So in this case, it's trying to burrow, but now the others are clear, so it's easy to get them down. But in the beginning, if there are three and you're starting, it's your first few null camps, you're gonna have some troubles with that. These null archers do not shoot through these walls. Do not worry. Although the arrow does poke through you, they can actually not hit you, so no problems with that. So after we clear this first room on the right, the second part of it, after this corridor, then we have two witches and two null bears. In this case, the witches are definitely exposed, or they're more vulnerable to slashing and piercing types of damage. But we're going to handle the null bear first. So as soon as you go in, um, you see this little angle here, and this little angle, basically the Knool Bear starts running against one of the witches. You can do it easily. Back in the day, we used to do it with blunt arrows and whatnot, the bear first, because if you kill the witch, the bear will come at you. You'll not come to this point. You will stop at the tree in front of us there to the left. You can also do this bear, we found out later, with medium pikes. You can go melee, so if somebody does act the aggro and already did some damage to it, in this case the mate did aggro the witch, that's why he's attacking. But if you stand next to this little stones with the wood poking on the right side, you probably shouldn't have troubles with that. What I mean ensuring is that you're doing damage to the bear, especially if you're with a range character. You want to be shooting blunt arrows at the gentleman. After you get some aggro and you have the aggro of the bear and maybe the aggro of witches, that would be optimal. Zerker can go in and just smack him with them all. As you can see here, I actually found one of the glitches in the game, which is kind of peculiar, which is if you're throwing stones and if you're spamming, in my case F, but if you haven't changed your bindings, it's E, so your action bar, your stone is actually coming from the center of your body, and you don't need to do the animation of dragging the stone to the right. So it's basically you're shooting the stone as fast as you can, and you get like 7 out of 8 hits. Later in the video we'll demonstrate how we do this with a Knool Ranger as well, Knool Hunter, at the entrance, which you can also do. We'll have a couple of more videos on those. The same principle applies with the blunt arrows, but you cannot shoot those blunt arrows like this. That actually doesn't work. You have to actually draw the bow and shoot at them normally. But our recommendation would be that you use the longbow for most of these clears if you're doing with a range weapon, just because of the Pew's damage base. I know you'll shoot 3-4 times until your stamina runs out, but it's okay if you know the glitch spots. You can pretty much clear it quite fast. So this is a new mate that is going there, it's actually a safe spot there on the right. Because if we haven't killed anything, the bear was always going to be running against the witch there. If you haven't killed the first witch, and the mate's actually learning how to do witches now. This is like you teleported here last night, and he's just learning how to do that. And he got spanked a bit by the witches, but he's learning, so that's okay. We have all been there. The way you want to really do this is to kill the Knool Bear from either the inside or from the outside. So if you come through from the outside, I'm not sure if we will have footage today of that, but we'll have later in the future. You can go with the long pike specially and actually get to the Knool Bear from the outside of the fence there. So after this is clear, there's nothing more on the right side of our camp. This we basically usually just kill the first 3 Knools because we're going to show you how to aggro the chieftain from the inside in this particular camp. You would do it where like in the corridor behind us on the right hand side. It's a good place to bait the chieftain, but in this case, this is free money from the bear and the witches. Do be sure to always have healers with you when you're doing the Knool camp. In this case, the 2 mates that I brought over, they were not healers. They were just starting out. Like this is their fighters' first trip abroad from the base and from the training dummies. But it was just to get the mates to do the questing time, the rewards, and get the rewards and whatnot. So yeah, keep poking that bear with the stones whenever you have some time and you're outside of the Knool camp. Do be sure to be getting some rocks to the bears if you have problems going melee with them. Sometimes we do, like, the fastest way to do it is definitely with 1 or 2 Zerkers, and you can clear an entire Knool camp really fast. But sometimes some of the mates might not be as fast, or they might have a bit of lag, and you want to play it safe. In that case, we do recommend, like, when you're healing outside, make sure to grab some stones. Like, you might need about 60, 70, 80 stones depending on how many you hit. With this trick, if you have your correct aim, as you can see there, I do shoot in third person, but and I do use the crosshairs just to help me out until they fix the the third person shooting. I'm going to be using that. I hope is not against the TOS, but I don't think it is. In this case, you can do that trick, and 7 out of 8 will definitely land. So like I'm basically spamming F to get the shots as fast as I can. So I basically cancel the animation of actually drawing the stone upwards, and I just spam F as I go. This makes it fast, but it also means you have to get stones. The blunt arrows do a little bit more damage, so if you have time to craft those and whatnot, that's a good way to do it. So you can also kill the Witcher stones. I don't recommend it though. Definitely the slashing and piercing are much better versus them. So in this case we have 2 witches, and I wanted to demonstrate that you might how to do them safely, but I think I will run out of stones. And in this case, for example, that witch has complete aggro on me. So if you have 2 people and you're really good, both of you, at managing aggros, basically one of them can be completely safe doing it, and the witch will not even attack him. You'll figure out spots like that. In this case, the new mate was really, really low after the witch did the special attack. The witch on the right, you cannot see her yet here, but we're gonna move in a bit to show you that safe spot. So you learn that some null camps will have safe spots even if stuff respawns outside. So for example, that spot that is there on the right, that little um, hook there, like the little spot where the mate jumped into first. That spot you are protected both from the inside of the witches and you're protected from the spawn behind you. So, for example, if stuff respawns and you're really low and your mate are just clumping up there, you want to stand here on the right hand side and basically you can heal each other. So now I have the aggro on the other witch as well. You might switch. So the witch you can do it as the ranger. So you can basically get the witch to bait a melee attack, weave in and weave out of those attacks. But in this case, the mate was aggroing the witch, and yep, now he goes to the safe spot. So basically, this attack, this special attack, you really want to avoid from the witch. That one hurts. If you're a plate wearer and a berserker, you are indeed protected versus poisons, so you can do it different ways. So what are we trying to do here? I'm gonna do 3 damage on the witch, and she switched to me. Okay, so now I go back to the safe spot, and the mate can do it. This is a really good way. You get hit once or twice, but this is a safe way to completely do the witch. If you had a long pike here, you could actually get her in check. This gentleman is a cav. Well, like I was just playing around with some mates. This was the free character that I had, so I did brought my cav anti-cav here. But yeah, he doesn't have the long pike the skills because he's a 100 lancer and whatnot. But yeah, I would definitely recommend checking out the different weapons. But definitely the most efficient way would definitely be the slashing piercing there. It's just to safe play and like in case you want to make sure that you don't die and you want to start your first null runs. This is a really good way to go about it. So yeah, find the safe spots in your own null camps. Like there's going to be nooks and crannies that you can stand on that did glitch them. There is nooks and crannies that you're not going to be hit by something. If you're doing solo, you have to figure out different glitch spots. If you're doing with ranger as well, but you want to know those safe spots when stuff respawns behind you, or when enemies camp, for example, and try to gank you at the null camp. You want to know those spots so if they don't know them, you have the upper hand and the advantage. So they try to kill you and something respawns behind you. You know where to go to get the uh, to stay alive. Um, it's actually beautiful because I do have my microphone activated in game. That glitch you can actually fix by putting push to talk in your settings because the microphones were activating at random here and there. In this case, I had not noticed. This was one of the first days that was happening. So be sure to actually be safe. And right now we're going to be looking a little bit of the early part of left side. I was trying to teach him the entry spot. So behind this tree, you lose aggro. But if you pass one step in front of this tree, so I was trying to teach the new mate that little spot. And that's the point that you lose aggro on that side. On the right side, it's a bit more unclear, but it's possible. Like usually when we're doing this with our main nuller, usually he hugs the right side, but I'll show you where to do it. So this left side, what the mate is trying to do is trying to learn the glitch spot. So there is like a little tiny spot, so that you'll see the branch will keep bumping against it, and then you take one step forward, you're gonna go over the branch, and then you will get the aggro. So what we're trying to do here is killing the witch. This is definitely the worst part on my behalf because this witch is my bane. Like after this witch, we have one or two mobs, the normal ones, and those are easy to do. The 2 bears that we pull after are also easy, but in the chieftain as well. This witch though is always my bane because she brings always her bear friend and the null mole with her. In this case, what you want to be doing is basically so this is the kind of the angle on the right side. So the witch you can actually bait her a little bit closer and you actually hit her with long pike. So with the medium pike that I'm using, you do need to bait her a little bit more. So if you stand behind the spot, the null bear and the mole are going to pull back. But as soon as you try to bait the witch in, so she would go a bit more into your melee range, what is going to happen is that she will go to that spot there in between. There is 2 sticks popping out there. That the ones we try to poke her with the medium pike, you can easily do it with the arrows. So from here, if you're standing here, the bear and the mole go out, but the witch stays there. So you basically can shoot her straight from here where I'm standing. Might be showing this later on in the video. So yeah, the witch right now is aggro on my mate, not on me. You can do this, so if you let the bear and the other null run, you can do this with 2 people. but now right now the bear is coming is coming for me. So what I should do is completely run out so we can kill the witch with the slashing. So whenever she's doing the dance and whatnot, we go in. You can smack her. I was just trying to show the mate this little room, so he had any idea, some idea of what is waiting for him in the left hand side. But this is the side that really is the money maker. We're gonna see the complete clear on the left hand side in a future video. We just wanted you to get the first room already done, and the room first corridor on the right and second room on the right. But as soon as we do this, again, always pay attention to the response behind you. So right now the mate's got the aggro on some of the moles here and the ranger. Don't forget the first video. Come to this little tree here. If you stay behind this little tree, the ranger will not is gonna not gonna get you after some point. I should have acted a little bit more left. You can stay behind the tree. You can use the walls there on my right hand side for the protection. So my mates ran away safely, so they're okay. So now when this happens, you're gonna do what we did in the first video. With the war spear, you just backpedal and smack them. Sometimes this glitch happens where the null keeps running at you. This is okay. Just keep running back. At some point, you'll reset or change aggro or something like that. But yeah, if you just keep backpedaling with the war spear again, it's really awesome for this one. So you don't need to waste too much stamina on anything. And I have the mates that need the quest to pick them off, so I was trying to just give the kills away to them. So like as soon as they start trying to burrow, let your mates handle it. So if, for example, you're doing this for the events and whatnot, and you have the quest done, you want to be feeding them with the last hits. That's the only thing that counts, right? So as soon as they start running, I'm not sure. I was not sure if he was gonna get all of them, but basically, like if you do the first room and the right, that's 7 guaranteed. So like the quest at 70. That you need to do for your event, and like I really don't want to be clearing chieftains and the left hand side with new mates, and because that will take a while for them to learn the exact spots and how to do it. You can weave in and out of pretty much every null if you have the skill and the timing for it. But sometimes you just want to chill and clear stuff a little bit safer. So the pikes will come in handy, the bows will come in handy, but they are definitely slower. And obviously the armor does help. Right now we're doing that naked, not to lose armor, and because the mates were dying a bit, and I didn't have a healer. But you can do this fully plated, tier 1, tier 2. Um, it will boost your weapon damage. It also
Yep,
give you
this is
poison
the
protection versus
example.
the witches,
Well,
so it's
not to glitch
definitely
them, but you
recommended.
have to hit them sometimes. The aggro tables in this
We're
game
gonna
are
be
really
doing
complicated.
the Null
So it's
Ranger here.
always good
So
to
like
have the
after
mate
the
hit
three
him a few
first ones, you
times in the
get the
beginning.
Null Ranger.
But once
So
you
if I
donate
hit him a few
the
times, I can get
bill
him
for
stuck
the
on this
quest,
campfire
and
thingy.
well,
So
our
we're
mate might have
completely safe
taken
here
one
in a
too many
sense, like
hits
behind
when
this
we were running out
spot.
from previous
You learn
respawn.
how to position them in the first video, the first
And
part of the
yeah,
null camp video. But you're standing here, you have no problems of doing it. I think it does swatch aggro there at some point, but to be careful. If you want to do it with rangers, so you clear the 3 melees. If, with the bow and arrow, you can actually clear all the mobs in the first room with the bow and arrow without taking any damage. But you want to keep doing the trick that we were using before with regards uh, to baiting them the first 3 null mobs out, and that will actually allow for you to completely clear with no problem. So you do the 3 melees, and one of the mates can come here and shoot them with the stones or with blunt arrows. Don't forget the null hunters they are vulnerable to blunt damage. So right now I shoot him a few times. After you get like 7, 8, 10 shots on him, the mates can go in. You have complete aggro, even if they are the ones originally with the aggro on him, because you kind of reset his aggro table and gave the aggro to yourself. So the mates can go in and just smack him with the sledgehammers and mauls. In this case, the mate didn't have the skill yet, but he's working on it. Um, yeah, so this first room is just a little bit of a heads up for the first room again. The last video still stands. It's just a couple more ways to do it, and it depends really on your composition and whatnot. I realized I didn't have aggro in the last minion on the corridor here this time, so I basically went to get the aggro. I'm using the Null Bear Axe in this case because, well, the dungeon does give you Null Bear Axes when you clear Null Bears, and you want to be spending, like, if you're here for economical reasons, you can use the stuff that the null camp gives you to clear the null camp. Then for you spend less repair kits and less stuff on that. So that one was actually aggroed on me, but for some reason it didn't glitch. I thought it was aggro on my mate. So now I'm going to glitch them both, and now the mate got the aggro because he was inside of that step. And sometimes they do get the aggro in funky ways. So be sure, like if you're doing it 2 people, that both of you know the glitch spots, and you're not getting smacked. This attack that he does, that's the one you really need to worry about. That's the only one that kind of really kills you. The others just basically knock you down. So it was aggro on the mate, but then he switched because I was still in the aggroing spot. He did switch to me. So I'm gonna try to glitch him there, but now we got aggro on him again. So you really, if you're doing this, the mate should let you at least completely get the aggro on all of them, so then you can glitch them easily. This mate was just learning the Knool Camp, and again, so he did get some weird aggros there, but you learn. That's the point of all of this. So yeah, now I finally got the aggro, but the mate is going in again for the swing. Might switch the aggro to him, so be careful with those switches. But now he's completely stuck. So now it's a good time for him to go in, but I'm not sure if the two in the back are still on me. They might be on him just because of the way we came in and stuff like that, because he did damage to one of them before. So you really want to be sure that your aggro tables are good and you're not taking too much damage clearing any of the nulls. These corridors are sometimes tricky to move. You cannot dance around. You cannot go sometimes diagonally or to the side, because if you do step to the side of the Knool itself, like you might get hit from another Knool and stuff like that. So right now, because I had the aggro, the mate actually went in and smacked them while they were running at me. It does depend on the glitch type. Some glitch types really will 100% stay on you. In this case, for these types of Knools, they do not. So I basically just let the new mate kind of handle the situation there and try to clean him. You can do Knools like just back paddling. When you have three of them on you, it's a little bit trickier with this narrow corridor, so you don't have the space to freely run. Guarantee that you get the last kill, so it doesn't burrow and reset. And now here you would be basically continuing and doing the bear and the witch that we did on that side. Um, right now, this is all for today, and yeah, keep an eye on the future Knool Camp series that we're going to be showing a lot of different Knool Camps. Knool Camps are going to be a big thing in the future, guys. Be sure to get your money here. It's a really good way to get started and get some money in your pockets until you start conquering the world and getting a hell lot of provinces. So yeah, this is basically it. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe. Like, that really helps us a lot. We're trying to be a partner program of LTG, so any help is good. Thank you, guys. Drop a like. See you next time.